Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We're back with a brand new Snare of the Month video. And this time I have a really special snare drum for you. My absolutely favorite snare drum, at the moment at least. The 14-inch Yamaha Dave Weckl signature snare drum. I already did a Snare of the Month video on this one's little brother, the 13-inch 13x5 Yamaha Dave Weckl signature snare drum from the 90s, so this is the same generation. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. It's linked here, I guess. So yes, this is the first generation of Dave Weckl signature snare drums from the 90s. I guess they started in 94 or something, if I remember correctly, where they released two aluminum versions, the 14x6.5 and 14x5.5, I guess, aluminum, and the two black stained maple ones with the gold lugs. The 13x5 from my older video and the 14x5, which is now finally in my collection. Again, as discussed in the other video, later they released a couple of other Dave Weckl signature snare drums. There were a couple of reissues with nouveau lugs, and then there was the whole 30th anniversary stuff with the 14x5.5 brass. And again, another 13-inch maple drum. But this is the first generation from the 90s. I'm super excited because this is really the single one snare drum that I wanted to have all my life. That snare, that generation in 14 inches has become like my holy grail. I cannot even remember how many hours I spent on the internet hunting those snare drums. Until I finally found one that was sold for a very reasonable price, I have to say. I got lucky. And in my hometown, Vienna. So I could basically go there the next day and pick it up. And let's talk about the elephant in the room right away, because, spoiler alert, I got lucky there too. Of course, I'm talking about YDLS, Yamaha Defective Lug Syndrome. I talk about that in great detail in yet another video, the video about my Yamaha Vinnie Colaiuta signature snare. That snare is right here at the moment. And it also has the gold lugs, the same as the 13-inch, not the same as this 14-inch. Guys, if you like this video, please give it a like and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell to never miss out on stuff I upload. You can also follow me on Instagram and also go to my website for some exclusive content. Those gold lugs they used back in the 90s have the locator pin to ensure their stability on the wrong side, and what happens over time, they creep away from the shell and then suddenly they might break. They might break off the shell, and then you cannot really get replacements anymore, and then the snare drum is actually pretty useless. But I've always heard rumors that Yamaha at some point realized their mistake and that they changed the gold lugs. So they put the locator pin on the right side, which would be like the top of the lug, so that it has the support here and that it doesn't creep away anymore. And I heard this rumor and that they started introducing that from like serial number 1000 and something on. When buying the snare, I didn't even know or didn't even look what serial number it had. I was so excited about the snare drum that I just took it home. And then I wanted to exchange all the screws from the lugs, the screws inside that secure the lugs, because if you exchange them for longer screws than the screws that are actually inside, you can secure the lug a little bit more and you can avoid YDLS a little bit more. At least that's what I heard. So I exchanged all the screws in my Vinnie snare and in the 13 Dave Weckl snare. And when I took off the first lug, I looked at it and I went like, wait a second. This thing actually has the locator pin on the good side, on top, on the right side. And then I looked at the serial number, and this snare drum has a number 1,700 and something, so way beyond 1,000. And I didn't even know if the rumor was true, or I didn't know at when serial number exactly the good lugs would have been introduced. But to cut it short, this snare has them. The good gold lugs that are not supposed to break. They are much more stable, and none of the lugs is creeping away from the shell at all. In both the 13 Weckl snare and the Vinnie snare, you see some lugs that already, start to creep away, especially in the higher tension. Almost all of them creep away a little bit. This thing here, no. They stay perfectly in place. I mean, I can't really believe it. And for the price I got this, I have to say I got very, 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 very lucky. So we're already talking about the features of this drum. So it features the gold lugs. It features the beautiful black stained maple finish. It features the Yamaha aluminum die-cast hoops. Best hoops out there so far, for me at least. You know this, I love them very, very much. In contrast to normal heavy die-cast hoops, they give you a much more open and more controllable and usable sound. And yeah, love those hoops. And then of course, the dual strainers. I explained it all in the other video, but I will explain it again right now for those of you who don't want to watch the old video. Thing here is you have two sets of snare wires, two different materials, carbon steel, stainless steel. And the thing is, you can basically do all you want with them. A lot of people don't really know the actual concept behind it, and then they use just one of them, and then they think, ah, cool, I have two different sounds and I can, switch between them. Yeah, that's great. But the actual idea is to use them both at the same time, with the stainless steel one very loose and the carbon steel, the one that's closer to you, tight. So you get, again, to quote myself, not only the best of both worlds, you get both worlds at the same time. A crisp, tight, funky, cracking snare drum sound with that airy, rattling sound of loose snare wires at the same time. So you don't have to choose anymore. You have precision, definition, crack with, warmth, airy, rattly. So here again, a demo of how this actually works. And then the heads, as always, I have a Remo Ambassador on top and a Remo Ambassador snare side on the snare side. This time the heads are not really new, but they are in good shape. The Reso is a bit older, but still in good shape. The top head is actually not old, but a little worn in because I played this snare drum a lot during the last couple of weeks, but they still sound great on the drum. Here it is, again, as always, in all the usual tunings I do from very low to very high and all the different dampenings. This time for dampening, I did it a little differently. I always do first a Remo crown gel, which is kind of like a moon gel. I like it very much. Then a Remo O-ring, and then the cutout drum head, the big fat snare fake kind of thing. If you're generally interested in snare drum dampening and my thoughts on it, check out the video I made. That's it for today. I'm so happy, I'm so excited. I hope you dig this snare drum as much as I do. I will hit you up again with some new content. I actually have a lot of ideas for the channel right now, so there will be much more stuff coming your way soon. Until then, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out all the other stuff on my channel. There's a lot of different stuff going on. For example, my completely free 17-episode course on hand technique. Check out all the other stuff as well. Thanks for watching. I wish you a great day and I see you soon.